In most cities around the world, a substantial part of the population is engaged in agricultural activities. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, estimates that worldwide as many as 800 million urban residents are involved in agriculture. Agricultural production in urban areas of developing countries has become a common feature in the past decades. Here, agriculture is an essential part of people's survival strategies, securing access to food and income. This film portrays the magnitude and importance of urban agriculture in 4 cities: Cuenca, in Ecuador, Latin America; Dar es Salaam, the capital of Tanzania, Southeast Africa; Dakar, the capital of Senegal, West Africa; and Hanoi, in Vietnam, Southeast Asia. Backyards provide the most common place for agriculture in the city. Home gardening can relieve the household's food budget and raise the nutritional status of a family. But backyards are not only used for crop cultivation. Livestock is also kept near the house. Household waste and other organic material, like water hyacinths, can be used for pig raising. Many urban families keep some livestock near the house. Poultry is favoured for its marketing potential and contributes to income generation. Although urban land is scarce and costly, urban farmers are skillful in getting access to land as well as other productive resources. In the inner city, there are many open spaces where agricultural production can take place. Here, land tenure is often very complex. It ranges from illegal encroachments and tolerated cultivation to formal agreements, like leasing contracts between the owner and the farmer. Some open spaces are vulnerable to flooding or erosion and therefore not suited to construction. Agriculture can provide a useful alternative. The city infrastructure always leaves space for agriculture, alongside roads and rivers, for example. The production of ornamental trees and plants contributes to the beautification of the city and improves its microclimate. Institutions like schools, universities and hospitals might have plots of land perfect for production. In densely populated areas, where space is limited, rooftops can be turned into productive areas. Farmers are always looking for inexpensive and innovative techniques. In places where land is scarce, new production techniques are already available. Hydroponics, for example, can be applied to all possible locations, and the water and nutrient inputs can be fully controlled. Urban agriculture is not only located in town, the so-called intra-urban space, but also on its fringes. This so-called peri-urban area keeps in close contact with the city. Every day, urban farmers travel back and forth to engage in agricultural activities and to supply perishable products to the city. A large part of urban farming is mainly subsistence-oriented, with some local exchange or selling of surpluses. The technologies applied are basic and the productivity in general is rather low.
Napata mboga na kula dogo lakini ndo hivyo hivyo.
Je, inalipa?
Inalipa. Kwa sababu nakula, hata kama sina hela, nikichuma chuma hapo napika na kula.
In Ecuador, guinea pigs are bred mainly for home consumption, though they are sometimes also sold at the market. Usually, guinea pigs are slaughtered for special occasions, like birthday parties and Christmas Eve. Semi-commercial urban farmers have adopted a more market-oriented style and sell off most of their produce.
I was working as a personal secretary with BP Tanzania Limited, and I retired in 1997. But I started urban agriculture early in 1986. But this was in a small scale because I had to do it during the weekends only, because the other days I was going to the office. But after retiring, I devoted all my time in this field of agriculture. It's a very tiresome job, but I'm happy because I'm getting at least something to keep my life going and keeping my children and educating them. I think I'm getting about 50% more than what I was getting in the office.
Some urban farmers have been able to develop a more capital-intensive and fully commercial enterprise, much of which is still on a small scale.
Nói chung là ở cánh đồng này chúng tôi trồng chủ yếu là các cây hoa màu các loại. Hiện nay đang trồng như hoa hồng, mướp đắng, bí và ngoài ra còn các cái diện tích cây lúa. Doanh thu thì riêng cái lúa bây giờ là doanh thu là nói chung là thấp nhất so với các cây hoa màu khác. Thì hiện nay là cây hoa hồng là đang được bà con nông dân là đang nhân đại trà trên toàn bộ diện tích đồng, ngoài diện tích của các hộ hiện nay cũng vẫn đang tiếp tục nhân cái giống hoa hồng. Thì tổng thu nhập của cây hoa thì hiện nay là cao nhất, thì có thể nếu mà rơi vào những cái thời vụ là từ tháng 10 cho đến tháng 3 hàng năm là cái cây hoa hồng là cho thu hoạch là tương đối cao. Thế còn lại thời gian khác là chỉ chủ yếu là chăm sóc cho cây trồng.
For the women's group Fedri in Senegal, business is going well. These women grow vegetables and fruit on a large scale, using irrigation techniques to produce all the year round. The women of Fedri are now preparing to export their products to Europe.
C'est une station de conditionnement financée pour le groupement féminin GIE Femmes face au développement. Ici, on met en place une unité de paquetage des fruits et légumes. En même temps, par derrière, il y a une unité de séchage et une unité de transformation.
Ça ne sera pas bénéfique non seulement pour elle, mais pour toute la communauté rurale et urbaine. Parce que comme je vous ai dit tout à l'heure, il y a plein de filles qui viennent et des mamans qui viennent de Rufisque, Bargny pour chercher du travail. Parce qu'on est justement confronté à ce problème-là, le manque d'emploi. Et pourtant, sans les femmes, il n'y aura pas de développement. Parce que nous sommes l'élément moteur du développement.
Urban agriculture has effects on the health and nutrition of the poor people in a number of ways. Poor people cannot get enough money to buy all the foods they need in the markets. It's expensive. People use up to 70% of their incomes on food. So to the urban poor, urban agriculture saves them a lot, and this is important. Also, there are fresh foods produced in the city, in the peri-urban areas, and in the open spaces or home gardens. Fresh fruits or fresh foods contribute to food security in the sense that you have good value, better value from fresher products compared to those that have stayed in the market areas for a long time. So in a way, urban agriculture contributes to urban food security from the subsistence point of view, from the incomes that are generated, and from the daily consumption of fresher products from the city system.
The main agricultural cities of Senegal are located in the Niayes zone, the Atlantic coastal stretch north of Dakar. This area makes up only 3% of the country, but produces 80% of the vegetables being consumed in Senegal. Poultry and other livestock keeping is also well represented. All of these activities have a great impact on the local economy. Transportation and marketing needs provide many people with jobs and income as well. The urban agricultural sector also stimulates micro and small-scale enterprises involved in the processing, packaging and selling of the produce. Urban agriculture needs different kinds of inputs, thereby stimulating the development of new enterprises.
Xí nghiệp chúng tôi là xí nghiệp sản xuất lâm sinh học Hà Danh, xí nghiệp đầu tiên của công ty phân bón Thông Danh, sản xuất chuyên sản xuất phân bón sinh học. Nói tóm lại, cái quy trình sản xuất của chúng tôi là nguyên liệu chính là có than bùn, quặng phosphorit là hai nguyên liệu chính phối trộn lại, và ngoài ra thì có thêm các cái chất phụ gia, có thể là có rác thải thành phố, rồi là có các cái xác động vật, thực vật.
Podríamos analizar varios tipos de impactos. Por ejemplo, hemos trabajado con personas y grupos de tercera edad o grupos de jóvenes, de discapacitados. Un primer impacto ha sido el que ellos valoren que en sus condiciones de vida pueden ser todavía actores importantes y actores que realmente levantan la autoestima en términos de ver producir y con sus propias manos puedan hacerlo. Otro impacto ha sido el que se puedan fortalecer los nexos familiares o los nexos barriales en los casos que se ha trabajado. Y un impacto adicional que se va viendo en la perspectiva del mejoramiento de los ingresos es que algunas familias empiezan a vender sus productos en los mercados, en las ferias, y significa ya un mejoramiento de la economía que no la tenían antes y que en las actuales condiciones del Ecuador creo que son importantes para complementar lo que es el ingreso familiar.
10 y 20 centavos.
In most cities in developing countries, the collection and disposal of urban solid wastes and wastewater is a growing problem. However, urban agriculture is gaining increasing recognition for its potential to turn these wastes into a productive resource.
You see this pile of garbage and this group working here. The group is one of the franchisees who are doing waste collection and disposal, being contracted by the Dar Es Salaam city authorities. Now, instead of this waste being disposed of to the legal dump site, it is taken somewhere very near and composted. That compost is being sold to people who are doing urban agriculture. Initially, they sold compost at 250 per kilo. That was super profit. They were making super profit. During one of the training, we found that a kilogram of compost can be, the operation cost of making 1 kilogram of compost is 48 shillings. So if they sell compost at 50 shillings, they will still make a profit. So selling compost at 250, that means they were making a super profit. Garbage is money. Garbage is money. This project has been running for the past 3 years, and it has been successful in providing the more than 2,000 jobs, and Dar Es Salaam is clean.
Senegal is a country confronting rapid urbanization. 45% of the urban Senegalese population now lives in Dakar, the capital. While the construction of new neighborhoods at the outskirts of the city tries to keep up with its rapidly growing population, land for agriculture is becoming scarce, not to mention the strong competition for water. Urban farmers have great difficulty in obtaining enough, and especially enough clean water for irrigation. Some farmers even use sewage water to grow their crops. They're often unaware of the health risks involved. Every year, about 180,000 cubic meters of sewage water leaves the city of Dakar and enters the Atlantic Ocean without any treatment. This wastewater could be a valuable resource for urban agriculture. In Castor, a city near Dakar, an experiment involving 180 households has been set up to investigate the possibilities for recycling wastewater.
Ici, l'eau passe à travers différents bassins. Donc là, c'est le premier bassin. Après ce grand décanteur, l'eau passe par le premier bassin, ensuite le deuxième, jusqu'au bassin terminal pour y subir l'épuration. Bon, normalement, en temps normal, il devait y avoir un tapis fait de pistia. Ces pistia, en tout cas, servent à épurer l'eau. Alors, mais il n'y a pas de tapis de pistia, c'est parce que nous faisons une étude présentement. Où on a enlevé, on a récolté tous les pistia pour ensuite les replanter. C'est ce qui explique que présentement, il n'y a pas eu de pistia. Donc l'objectif un peu, c'est de fournir aux populations un procédé de collecte, d'évacuation, de traitement et de réutilisation des eaux usées en agriculture urbaine. Le but de cette étude, c'est de faire des expérimentations avec de la culture de légumes, de fruits. Et les produits vont être analysés au laboratoire pour voir s'il n'y a pas de résidus, si c'est propre à la consommation. Et comme ça, nous avons la certitude que les agriculteurs à Dakar peuvent utiliser cette eau qui est épurée ici dans cette station. Et comme ça nous donne l'occasion même de multiplier dans les autres quartiers ce genre de système.
All of these examples from Ecuador, Tanzania, Senegal and Vietnam have shown that urban and peri-urban agriculture form an intrinsic part of the urban system. Provided that health aspects are well managed, urban agriculture can have a positive impact on the economy, social organisation and ecology of the city. By enhancing urban food security, alleviating poverty and improving the urban environment, urban agriculture offers a great contribution to sustainable urban development worldwide. The city of Cuenca is located in the Republic of Ecuador in Latin America. At an altitude of 2,500 meters above sea level, about 300,000 people live here. The immediate area of influence of the city, the so-called peri-urban area, has approximately 95,000 inhabitants distributed over small human settlements. Most of the population here grows maize and vegetables and breeds cattle to supply the city of Quenca. In January 1998, the city launched the Urban Agriculture Program of Quenca. This program was conceived as a series of projects to be executed by institutions, communities and individuals under the coordination of the municipality of Cuenca.
El programa de agricultura urbana en nuestra ciudad de Cuenca empezó con una asesoría de Cuba, particularmente de una cubana que es Caridad Cruz, y esto porque yo había tenido conocimiento de manera directa de los programas que se hacían en Habana, y en mi calidad de urbanista, cuando asumía compromisos con la ciudad en la candidatura para la alcaldía, siempre me preocupé de que el sistema verde de Cuenca pueda tener el mejor uso posible. Y cuando entendí que adicionalmente aquí habían serios problemas de alimentación, creí que era inconsecuente que hayan espacios verdes vacíos, sin ningún tipo de uso, y que puedan ser, en este caso, utilizados para programas productivos de agricultura.
In order to develop and implement the urban agriculture program, a municipal work team was established. This team of agricultural engineers concentrates its work not only on developing its own projects. Its first priority is to lend support to and cooperate with various institutions that are already active in this field. Also, the team promotes the urban agricultural program among the population and supplies individuals with information and advice.
Esta es la ciudad de Cuenca, podemos observar aquí está situado, esta es la área periurbana. Estamos nosotros trabajando con instituciones, estamos con comunidades y grupos familiares, en un total de 33. El programa de agricultura urbana está dando asesoramiento técnico a todos estos sitios de trabajo.
The activities started with working with vulnerable groups in the community, seeing urban agriculture as a way to support their livelihoods. The school provides education in particular to children from poor families. The engineers from the work team teach the children about how to grow their own vegetables.
Eso después nos sirve para humus, ya cuando las lombrices han logrado descomponer toda esta materia orgánica. Después de esto cogemos lo secamos, lo tamizamos y lo llevamos otra vez al huerto, ¿no es cierto?, para cultivar las hortalizas. Ese es el proceso que hacemos aquí en San Roque con la ayuda de los niños. Los niños hacen toda esta cuestión, mueven, ellos trabajan, ellos hacen todo el proceso de compostaje y de lombricultivo.
Not only are these children learning more about agriculture for later life, but their activities are already contributing to their daily nutritional needs. Other institutions receiving support for their urban agriculture projects are the Centre for the Protection of Disabled Persons, CEPRODIS, and ES, the Senior Citizens Unit. From the beginning, this emphasis on community development and the social inclusion of vulnerable groups was a conscious choice of the municipality of Cuenca.
La municipalidad de Cuenca se ha trazado como línea fundamental el mejoramiento del bienestar de vida y el desarrollo humano. En ese sentido, el programa de agricultura urbana ha sido una de las líneas que va enfocándose de mejor manera a ese objetivo fundamental. No nos interesa tanto un beneficio como municipalidad, como institución. Nos interesa que el municipio como facilitador pueda apoyar a que se generen oportunidades para hombres, mujeres, niños y para las familias de Cuenca. Y el programa de agricultura urbana creo que está en esa perspectiva.
The municipality started to make an inventory of public and semi-public green spaces in the city that were subsequently leased for agricultural production. Even the business community is involved now, like Etapa, the telephone and waterworks company in Cuenca. Etapa made land available for its employees, who can now spend their free time producing food for their families. The workers of Etapa have adopted organic farming. They make their own compost and use methods of biological control.
Esta planta sirve para absorber todas las plagas, los insectos que andan por aquí y que hacen mal a las plantas, como es el tomate, como son las hortalizas, todo eso. Como esta planta están ubicadas estratégicamente en los lugares para poder absorber, para que no les afecte a las otras plantas. Aquí está una muestra de ello.
The municipal work team also reaches the farmers in the peri-urban area of Cuenca, promoting organic agriculture.
Verán, nosotros hacemos este sistema orgánico porque es de mejor producción y es sin químicos, es biológico.
Nosotros hacemos en cultivar lo biológico, que es lo mejor para todo lo natural, para la salud, ni tanto de nosotros que cultivamos, ni tanto para los consumidores de nuestras hortalizas.
The municipality of Quenca is very much aware that it has the potential to use human, material and legal resources for community development.
El municipio ofrece a las comunidades para la comercialización, les ofrece un espacio, les ofrece publicidad y sobre todo persiguiendo que ellas hagan su venta directa al consumidor, sin intermediarios.
Venimos ya más de 2 años venimos vendiendo en este mercado, gracias a los del municipio que nos dieron un puesto y a los técnicos del DFC que nos ayudaron a pedir unos puestos, vendimos aquí. Ya más de 2 años, ya mismo es 3 años. Venimos a dar los productos limpios del productor al consumidor. No tienen nada de fumigadas, de químicos, nada. Son limpios. Eso nomás que le puedo decir y gracias. A $1. Sí. $1 con 20, sí.
The engineers from the municipality have also given organizational and financial support to the women's group, Santa Marta.
Empezamos a trabajar con el ingeniero Rufo Cabrera y fue cuando hubo la oportunidad de que nosotros realicemos actividades, a más de lo económico que nosotros habíamos aportado, que iniciamos con los huertos familiares. Y con el préstamo que obtuvimos comenzamos a trabajar en este proyecto de las chancheras para poder aprovechar muchas cosas que teníamos aquí que las habíamos estado desperdiciando. Hablemos de espacio, hablemos de los residuos de los animales, que hacíamos lombricultura para aprender a sembrar, a aprovechar la tierra.
Marketing, upscaling, and other aspects of commercialization, like providing credit, are increasingly becoming the focus points of the urban agriculture program.
Y digamos, para nosotros el cuello de botella ha sido la comercialización, del cual a veces hemos sido explotados por los intermediarios, pero dando gracias a Dios, digamos, nos hemos hecho contactos con la municipalidad, y el cual nos están apoyando ahora para la comercialización, dándonos puestos en los mercados. Y nuestra organización, digamos, va con reuniones cada mes. Tenemos la reunión del comité de crédito, obtenemos créditos dentro de la Junta a todos los agricultores que queremos hacer dentro del sistema el desarrollo agrícola.
In close cooperation with local NGOs, the municipality is now investigating ways to process and market agricultural products.
Respecto a la comercialización en la Municipalidad de Cuenca, esto se viene impulsando hace 5 años. Se inauguró un día 4 de abril de 1998 por impulso y política municipal del alcalde actual Fernando Cordero. Esto ha dado un impulso muy grande a la ciudad de Cuenca en lo que es ayuda a organizaciones campesinas. Podríamos hablar que antes los campesinos productores no tenían a dónde expender sus productos. Ahora la Municipalidad de Cuenca busca canales de comercialización para que sus productores puedan expender el producto al consumidor.
In Quenca, the municipality, together with several institutions and NGOs, have taken on a coordinating role in developing and implementing urban agriculture projects. Within this process, the focus of attention has expanded from social projects towards marketing and commercialization. The activities of the program have opened up access to land, knowledge and capital. Dar es Salaam, the capital of Tanzania. With 3 million inhabitants and a growth rate of 8%, the city now accounts for about 1/3 of the total urban population in the country. This rapid growth has created an urgent need for effective urban planning. In 1992, the Dar es Salaam City Council adopted the Environmental Planning and Management approach, which was put into operation by the Sustainable Dar es Salaam project. This new approach has been the engine of change regarding urban agriculture.
Urban agriculture in Tanzania has been practiced, but it was not fully recognized by urban planners according to their laws and regulations. But in 1992, through the Sustainable Dar es Salaam project, urban agriculture was identified in the city consultation held in August 1992 and identified as one of the priority issues in the city of Dar es Salaam.
In the city consultations, stakeholders agreed that agriculture in the intra- and peri-urban areas contributes almost 30% of the city's household food supplies. Urban agriculture, therefore, had to be recognized as an essential and integral part of urban livelihood strategies. A working group was formed to set up a campaign to put urban agriculture onto the city's agenda.
The main actors in the working groups were, for instance, from Ministry of Agriculture, from the Chamber of Commerce, from the Ministry of Lands, from the National Environment Management Council, from the NGOs like UVPP, from the higher institutions, and from various areas of the city, I mean the farmers now.
The University of Dar es Salaam has gathered important research data on urban agriculture.
The urban farmers in Dar es Salaam are various. They come from all socio-economic groups. We have retired officers, we have professional people who do a bit of urban agriculture, we have large numbers of women and youth who are poor. In future, many people will be involved in urban agriculture. One of the reasons is that there is rapid urbanization, and many people will be in the city without formal jobs. And urban agriculture is one of the sure ways of supplying jobs, incomes, and food.
Another member of the working group is UVPP, the Urban Vegetable Promotion Project. This is a bilateral project supported by the Ministry of Agriculture and the German Development Agency, GTZ.
If I go a little bit by the history, the project started in 1993 and we were concentrating on the farming system research in the urban area. Later on we moved into extension through the pilot sites, and we developed the participatory extension approach with the selected extensionists in the pilot site. Later on we moved into a training of the extensionists in the urban area, this participatory approach, so as they can service the urban farmers through the participatory approach which was developed by the project. And currently now we are strengthening the capacity of the municipality agricultural offices. Before, the extensionists are located in all urban wards, and they had basic agricultural knowledge, but unfortunately they were not equipped with the techniques for assisting urban farmers. Now, the project is now upgrading the extension workers in the urban area through the training which we are giving them on the technical package concerning to the urban area, as well as on the methodological, especially a participatory approach of extension. The extension methodological on participatory approach, the extensionist has to go to farmer group, first of all, to identify where the farmer group are and introduce themselves, familiarize themselves with the group, and they do situation analysis together with the group, looking at the resources the group has and how best they can use the resources.
The extensionists play an important role in capacity building and organizational support to farmers groups.
Tufanya tujiunge katika kikundi ni kwamba tunapokuwa kwenye kikundi tunakuwa na uwezo wa kusaidiana katika mambo mengi sana. Kwa mfano, tunapokuwa kwenye kikundi, hata iwapo mwenzetu atakuwa ameugua, inakuwa ni rahisi kusaidiana, na vile vile ni rahisi kubadilishana mawazo katika kilimo hiki tunacholima. Ndio hapo sasa.
This is one of the advantage for being a group, because through group they can buy a manure in a bulk and also sell to individual group members at a cheaper price. Because one bag can be sold at 500 shillings, while if he individually go to the source of the manure, he will buy at 1,000. So the price is much lower because it is bought in a wholesale price.
Extensionists conduct situation and problem analyses together with the farmers' groups using participatory methods and techniques. The aim of the project is to enhance producers' self-help capacity and, at the same time, strengthen the extension structure to deliver services to urban farmers.
The positive factors which made urban agriculture in Dar es Salaam so successful is, first of all, the policy environment which is laid down by the city authorities in Dar es Salaam, and also the act of research and the project, Urban Vegetable Promotion Project, has done quite a lot in organizing farmer and linking all these three action pillars. That is policy, research and action.
We held a series of site visits, seeing the talkings, meetings and workshops on urban agriculture. And we prepared all together with this working group. We prepared some notes, some maps and whatnot, and then we come up with a concrete resolution and the recommendation on how to go about with urban agriculture in the state of Dar es Salaam.
The findings of the working group were reflected in a strategic urban development plan. In this plan, special land zones have been designated for agriculture. This is a step further than an earlier zoning plan in which an area could only be considered for agricultural activities while it waited to be assigned to other uses like industrial or residential development. Recognition of urban agriculture as an integral part of city development is also reflected in several laws and regulations, such as the Agricultural and Livestock Policy of 1997 and the National Human Settlements Development Policy of January 2000. Thanks to the efforts of the multidisciplinary working group, urban agriculture has now received attention at various policy levels and is accepted as a valuable land use in the city of Dar es Salaam.
So it was really a difficult moment to change the attitude of planners so that they come together and agree with the other partners that the city can be planned by the citizens themselves and not planners on their table with their drawing pens. What makes Dar es Salaam maybe different from the rest is the participatory kind of approach.
There's no single way of organising urban agriculture, and success very much depends on adaptation to local conditions. In the case of Dar es Salaam, it's been shown that agriculture can be effectively integrated into urban land use plans through a bottom-up approach.